Well, hello, my CSEA brothers and sisters, and welcome to Fridays with Ben. Today, I have a couple of things for you, both of them very important. So, many of you saw my special message earlier this week about the budget deal. For those of you who didn't, let me summarize the key points. First, the budget keeps K-12 and community college funding at the same level for next year as it was for this last year. Second, the budget includes what is called legislative intent language that states by fully funding K-12 and colleges, the state intends these funds to be used to keep all existing classified staff fully employed. There has never been protective language like this included in the state budget, and you better believe we will use it to hold districts and colleges accountable for many attempts to eliminate jobs for our members. Finally, the budget also prohibits laying off any staff working in the classification of nutrition, transportation, and custodial. This kind of protection is unprecedented. Our governmental relations department and a lot of our legislators worked very, very hard to get this budget passed this year. Protecting these three classifications was not CSEA's idea. We asked for all classifications. This was done by our legislators, but I'm not faulting them for it. They compromised what they had to do in order to get this budget deal through. I need to talk to you about not meeting in person for CSEA business. Just over 2 months ago, the board passed a resolution that stated members are not to meet in person for CSEA business. As part of those resolutions, the board authorized regional representatives to purchase Zoom accounts to facilitate virtual meetings so chapter business could continue safely. Not only that, we also utilized a secure online voting service for our recent area elections so that members could still participate without risking exposure. We passed these resolutions and made these resources available to you for one important reason: to keep you, your colleagues, and your families safe. But in these past 2 months, we have seen chapters conduct drive-by voting. Last week, I used half of my Friday with Ben video to admonish those who plan to go to Las Vegas, the beach, or the resort to watch conference. Now, unbelievably, I have learned that an in-person executive board meeting was recently held. And I'm also hearing that there are more. This is not acceptable. It is irresponsible and unbecoming of what CSEA expects from its member leaders. This must and will stop now. No exceptions. I am serious about this, and the board is very serious about this. Brothers and sisters, you, by holding these in-person meetings, are putting this organization in harm's way. You are putting your members in harm's way. But even if you don't care about yourself and you don't care that you get the COVID, you could be very well taking it home to your family. And I cannot imagine how I would feel if I brought the coronavirus home and my mother or my father or one of my friends got sick and died because I felt I needed to have an in-person meeting. I plan on having another conversation with the board of directors about this. It's a shame that I have to say this again. So I'm going to send out a plea to some of our members out there. If you hear that your chapter leaders are doing this, we need to know. It is for your safety that this stops. I have been watching the governor's COVID-19 messages the last couple of days. The cases of coronavirus are spiking in California right now. That was expected because things were going to be opening up, but they're spiking even more than we expected. None of us are immune from this. Anybody can catch it. I have had a lot of friends and a lot of family and a couple of our staff, CSEA staff, who have lost family and friends. One of our own board members, if you watched our last board meeting, 2 of her children have the coronavirus. It can happen to you. So we need you all to think. If catching the coronavirus means nothing to you, think about those other people that you could be endangering. I don't like wearing a mask, but every time I leave this place, I have one on. I do it to help me from not getting it, but I also don't know, I may have it myself. So I put on that mask to keep other people from getting it. This state is getting really close to a point where we're going to end up having to close down again. The governor said that yesterday. Doesn't want to do it. We're going to see if we can get people to cooperate and do what they're supposed to do. But there's so many people out there that aren't doing what they're supposed to. So please, once again, think before you have in-person meetings. Brothers and sisters, I want you all to have a great weekend. Thank you for all that you do.